ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंससि व्यशेमदेवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. So we have seen that in this dialogue there is a teacher and a student. Who approaches who? The student approaches the teacher. Okay. This we have to be very clear about, because there is some kind of a, what is that? Spiritual romanticism sometimes. I want the teacher to choose me. And that leads to going to wrong teachers, or, just giving the heart away to wrong teachers, wrong kinds of ways. Because in every tradition, whether you talk of the Buddhist tradition, Hindu tradition, wherever there is a teacher-student, Sufi tradition, wherever there is a teacher-student connection, it's always the student who wants the knowledge who approaches the teacher, all right? Not the other way around. If you are approached by a teacher, run, and who, if the teacher says, please come to me and study, run the other way as fast as you can, all right? Yeah, because that is very suspect. Why should the teacher is supposed to be a fulfilled human being? Why should the teacher want to be seeking students? So this is exactly the idea. And so now the student has approached the teacher. Who is the student? He himself is a sage and a teacher of the Rig Veda. Oh, he's the teacher of the Veda and wants the teaching? Yes, but when we say Veda, we mean the first part of the Veda. And what is the first part of the Veda famous for? It is a primer on how to get prepared for this knowledge. That is the first part of the Veda. How to get prepared for this knowledge and how to sublimate the desires into prayer. So if I do nothing but pray for what I want, I'm already a spiritually superior being. You may say, how? How am I a spiritually superior being? Because compared to the person who is keeping on wasting their calories, spinning their wheels, trying to get this, get that, get here, get there, get ahead, get behind, all these things, compared to that, one is spiritually more exalted if you just sit, if you do nothing else but sit and pray. Because there is an understanding, a deep understanding on part of the person, that which is given very beautifully in the Bhagavad Gita. And what is that? Karmani eva adhikarahate ma phaleshu kadachana. You have a right, you have a power to what? To action. You do not have the power to the results, to producing the results. You do not have the power to produce the results thereof. And so this is very, very important to understand. Extremely important it is to understand that you don't have the power to transform your actions into desirable results. That's why one gets undesirable results sometimes. because the results are not in one's hands. And so the prayer, so why are the results not in my hands? If you ask the next question, then the answer is very clear. The results are not in my hands because of karma. Karma is there. My own karma is standing in the way, and therefore, even though I have looked at all the known variables, I have accounted for the known variables, I'm not able to produce the results. Why is there? Because the karma stands in the way, and that karma is in the form of Bhagavan. So therefore, praying to Bhagavan is not of my, is the only thing. I mean, just spinning the wheels is not of much use. Praying to Bhagavan to please move aside in the form of karma may help. How will it help? It'll help because I who wants this end, a desirable end. I want somebody to be happy. I want to not be bothered by something. I want to get ahead in certain areas of my life. All these things. And because I want these things, how do I go about getting them? The intelligent person understands that I am not in charge of fulfilling these desires. I have the freedom to act, but I do not have the freedom to produce the desirable results. Why? Because they are in the hands of karma, and karma is a synonym for us for Bhagavan. So they are in the hands of karma means they are in the hands of Bhagavan. And so I go to the source. I go to the source and ask for the obstacles to be warded off. In praying, I set in motion a whole lot of antibodies that stop the prarabdha in its tracks. If possible, neutralize it completely, the karma, or if possible, mitigate it so that I can get a hold of the whatever desirable results of my action. So the Vaidika life is a total life of prayer. And that's what Ashvalayana is emerging from. And he has been doing this. He's a teacher of the Rig Veda. He's a teacher of Dharma, that means. The first portion of the Veda is just all about Dharma. So he's a teacher of Dharma, he's a teacher of correct karma, he's a teacher in so many ways. Of all these things he's been teaching, and then teaching has given him a paripakvata. Paripakvata means a certain ripening of his thought process, his intelligence. When the intellect is immersed in dharma, then it matures to ask relevant questions. What is Brahman? How come I don't understand I'm Brahman? How to experience Brahman? All these things. So many questions. Then this is where he is at. And so the question answer is a very powerful way of making the Upanishad a little less remote, a little less removed from oneself. Same thing in the Bhagavad Gita. Also, we see the Lord Krishna and Arjuna are in dialogue. It's not an ordinary dialogue, it's a sacred dialogue. We saw that in the earlier session called Samvada, a sacred dialogue where the student does not keep questioning the teacher's decisions and the teacher's words, but the student questions only when the student does not understand something, does not question because of distrust. There is total trust, and yes, there is non-understanding. That may give rise to certain questions, and that is okay. So that's why it is in the form of a dialogue, because there are so many doubts, and those doubts have to be gone before the knowledge can sink in. So atha means thereafter. Now you understand the meaning of thereafter. Thereafter is like encapsulating Ashvalayana's entire life. The whole life of Ashvalayana is encapsulated here. What all he did to get to this point of emotional maturity to be able to pursue this knowledge. Not just, Once in a while, I like the thought of Vedanta. No, कभी कभी मेरे दिल में वेदांत का ख्याल आता है. Not really. That's not what we are talking about here. This is a committed pursuit. This is not like, oh, I feel like having ice cream. I feel like having Tattvamasi. It's not like that. It's not a whim. It's not a fancy. It's not some kind of an occasional pursuit. Or it's not even a pursuit for the times in which one is in distress. No, it is because one is really speaking always in distress. Unless and until one knows Vedanta, distress is everybody's middle name. So therefore, this is not some kind of an occasional dabbling into the Shastras. It is a committed pursuit. A pursuit, that which is a committed pursuit. Why is it called a committed pursuit? Without this pursuit, one is fit to be committed. That's to an asylum. That is why it is called committed pursuit. Without this, one cannot be. Without this, one cannot really live a sane life. And so therefore, thereafter means it is tracing the trajectory of Ashvalayana's growth. And if you look at the Tika is a certain kind of a commentary. Short notes is called Tika. Short notes on the Upanishad itself. And so here there is, I think, Anandagiri's Tika. So we'll just refer to a little bit of that. Uh, provided I can find it. So I know I had it here, but I had two files open and the other one is missing in action. Let me see. There it is. Okay. So the Tika, it is, here it says that, it says Adhihi. Adhihi means, he says, Adhihi, please teach me. Please teach me. Oh, but before that, we are here before that. We are in the first mantra. Atha Ashvalayanaha Bhagavantam Parameshtinam Upasametya Uvaja. Atha, as we said, they are thereafter. And then he says, the Tika says, Atha Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti Anantaram. Anantaram means afterwards. Afterwards means what? After breakfast? No. Sadhana chatushtaya sampatti anantaram. After having gained infrastructure, the personality of the person who is studying Vedanta, that kind of an infrastructure. That after having gained this infrastructure, then only the person has approached the teacher. Sadhana chatushtaya. Chatushtaya means group of four. So 4 things one has to cultivate. Oh, only 4 things? I think I can manage that. 4 things, theek hai, chalo, no problem. What are they? Sadhana Chatushtaya means 4 things. 4 things that I absolutely have to have before I approach the teacher for the knowledge. Ideally, before I approach the teacher for the knowledge, or if I have the desire for the knowledge, I can collect these 4 things en route. As I am in the journey, in the course of the journey, also I can collect. That is also there. It can be done both ways. But in the olden days, this is how it was done. So, sadhana chatushtaya sampatti anantaram means having gained these things and then only going to the teacher. So, what are these 4 things? The first one is called Viveka, not the name of a Indian man. No, Viveka means discernment, discrimination. Discrimination means what? Discernment between what and what? Discernment between Nitya and Anitya. Nitya means what? Nitya means that which is infinite. Anitya, that which is finite. This is the discernment which is needed. The discernment between Nitya and Anitya. Between the finite and the infinite, the finite is what I encounter, what I can objectify, what I can grasp, what I can hold, what I can see, what I can hear. These are all objects of my sense organs, objects of the various means of knowledge that I operate. This is the distinction. And this is all what? Anitya. Anitya. And what is Nitya? Myself alone, the one who says everything is Anitya. That one happens to be Nitya. What do I want? Nitya. What do I not want? Anitya. This is what is Viveka. Viveka is saying the spoof because it is a spoof. Because sometimes what happens? The Anitya shines like Nitya. Really? Anitya shines like Nitya. Come to me. Go, I'm the real thing. And then what is the real thing? Coca-Cola. That's all. Anitya. Anitya. Anything you go after Anitya, whatever you can catch hold of Anitya, whatever you can objectify Anitya, whatever you can talk about as an object, Anitya, 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 Anitya. That which you cannot grasp, that which you can understand as the truth of yourself, but you cannot objectify, that is Nitya. So many Anityas, so little time, only one Nitya, Kevala, Kaivalya, that is only me. The one who is the deemer of Anitya, the one who says everything is Anitya, happens to be Nitya. So Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha. So Viveka is the ability to discriminate. And then it has a twin brother called Vairagya. Vairagya means once you have the Viveka, once you have the discernment between what is real, what is forever, and what is temporary, what is not real, what is mithya, then what to do? Go after that which is anitya. No. I need the courage to drop the anitya pursuit. This is Vairagya. The discernment should lead to some consequences, right? Discernment is viveka, and then the vairagya means what? Vairagya means the ability to drop the dead and inconsequential pursuits that just lead me to sickness, a heart sickness, which is called samsara, which leads me to always in the service of the finite, when what I really want is the infinite in the form of that free I, without any inhibitions, without any fears, without any limitations. So the ability to drop the anitya, the cultivation of that ability is vairagya. And that is what meant going to the teacher. That is what meant in the olden times. Now, first we Google the Gurukulam. Oh, let me, and the poor acharyas also have to put photos of the rooms in the ashrams. Okay, let me see how the rooms are. Double room, single room. What do I want? AC room, non-AC room. And the most important what's the question? Is there Wi-Fi at the ashram? Does it work? All this I want to know before I set foot. And then I come with a whole lot of devices that keep me plugged into the world. Always, even at the Gurukulam, I am what? I am in the Samsara Kulam as well at the same time. And so I come equipped with everything that is not I, but which goes with the name I. iPhone, iMac, iPad, all of it is Anatma. Not I, not I, not I, but still, this is what I meant. It shines as though it is I. These people are very, very clever. Even though it is Anatma, it shines as though it is Atma. Very, very interesting. So I come with iPad, iMac, iBook, I this, I that, and then iPhone. And then, but that is not how it was in the olden days. Vairagya means you take a ferry to the other side of the river where the Gurukulam is. And then when you reach you take a little raft, you make a little raft or a small boat. You do there, you reach there, and then you set fire to the boat. This is Vairagya. You set fire to the boat lest you be tempted to go back. Until the gain of the knowledge, you don't go back, by which time you trust that they used to trust what? That, some other boat will come if I'm meant to go back. This is some other thing will happen, some other boat will come, something else will happen, so I don't have to worry about it. And so this is this is Viveka we have covered, Vairagya, and then what? Then we have Mumukshutvam. Third one is mumukshutvam. Mumukshutvam means moksha me bhuyaditi ichha. Tivra ichha. An intense desire. What is the desire? May I be free. May I have moksha. This is the intense desire. This is the absolutely intense desire. May I be free. May I have moksha. Everything. This is the third one. Oh, we have covered so quickly all three. Yes, see, I told you there are only four things. Yeah. Sadhana Chatushtaya, only one more thing is left. But before that, this moksha is the desire for moksha is not like any other desire. It should be an urgent desire. Like the fellow whose hair is on fire. If your hair is on fire and you are jumping up and down, oh no, oh no, oh no, my brain cells are melting, help, quick. And then somebody, a good Samaritan, points to a pond 200 yards away, 300 yards away. You know you can make a dash for it. Points to a pond of water. Oh, relief at last. Even seeing that pond of water, one is happy. And then one just like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, Goddess, thank you, Bhagavan. Here I go. And then you run. The fellow runs towards the water. While going towards the water, does the person say, aha, there is a Starbucks here, let me pick up some mocha on the way to the pond to douse this head which is on fire? You don't even see the Starbucks. You don't see the cafe. You don't see a shop. Even though there may be many shops are full of glittering baubles and things, everything that you want, you don't see anything. Not at all. You don't see anything at all. What do you see? That water. You don't care if it is sludgy, you don't care if it is muddy, you just go plunge yourself into it, anamat fully. And then you come out with relief. The desire for moksha must be like that. Not the one whose head is on fire, the hair is on fire, and then the urgency with which you will look for a body of water. And on the way, there are no desires to fulfill. All the desires are suspended because of the urgency of this matter to be addressed. And that is what mumukshuta is. Mumuksha. Mumukshu is the one who has mumuksha. Mumuksha is mumukshutvam, mumuksha, mumukshuta, all same. Means moksho me bhuyat. Moksha me bhuyat. May I have moksha. Iti ichha. This kind of a very, 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 very strong desire. This kind of a desire is called mumuksha. So how many have we covered? What have we covered? Viveka, Vairagya, Mumuksha. What is the fourth one? Well, the fourth one is actually 6. What? You said there were only 4 things. Yes, we want to break it gently. We don't want people to run away. That's why Lord Krishna also, when he discusses the qualifications for this knowledge, he discusses it at the beginning of the 13th chapter. One would think the qualifications should come in the beginning. Okay, first chapter is just Arjuna's lamentation, his rant. Okay, no problem. But then it should at least come in the second chapter. No, 13th chapter. Why? Because if Lord Krishna had put it in the second chapter, then that would be the last chapter people would have studied. Because there is a list of 20 qualities. Amanitvamadam vitvam ahimsa kshantirarjavam acharyopasana स्थैर्यं शौचमात्मविनिग्रहः इन्द्रियार्थेषु वैराग्यम् अनहङ्कार एव च जन्म मृत्युजरा व्याधि दुःखदोषानुदर्शनम् असक्तिरनभिष्वङ्गः पुत्रदारगृहादिषु नित्यं च समचित्तत्वम् इष्टानिष्टोपपत्तिषु मयि चानन्ययोगेन भक्तिरव्यभिचारिणी विविक्तदेशसेवित्वम् अरतिर्जन संसदि अध्यात्मज्ञाननित्यत्वम् तत्त्वज्ञाना all these things. एतज्ज्ञानमिति प्रोक्तम् अज्ञानम् अथो अन्यथा. This is the whole list of 20 qualities. And so if it was presented right at the beginning, people would have said, this is beyond my ken. I cannot do this. This is beyond my capacity. Bye bye, Vedanta. See you in the next Janma or whatever. So therefore, in the beginning, you say only 4 things. And the fourth thing happens to be 6 things. And the 6 things are very easy. One of them we'll be looking at in great detail. So now it's only 5 things. Okay. So that is now easier. So what is these 6 things? The 6 things is called Shamadhi Shatka Sampattihi. So first we have Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti, Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti, the fourfold treasure, and then inside the fourfold treasure is the sixfold treasure. Shamadhi Shatka Sampattihi. And so what is this Shamadhi Shatka Sampattihi? This is in the form of the 6 things to have. 6 pack, we try to call it. And what is this pack of 6? The pack of 6 is starting with the word Shama, a resolved mind. Resolved mind means what? There is a certain tranquility. How did this tranquility come about? The tranquility came about by not engaging the organs of actions, withdrawing the organs of actions from the objects of desire and even the objects of not desire. What do you mean withdrawing them from the object of dvesha? Meaning, supposing somebody I don't like is there, what do I feel like doing? I feel like cuffing the fellow in the face. I don't do that. That is dhamma. Bahyendra nigraha dhamma. The management of the karmendriyas is called dhamma. Jnanendriyas also is dhamma. And the management of the mind, because you can for the sake of society, you don't say what you mean, and you can what is that, you can add to some certain things. You can just do you can just be civilized. You can pretend to be civilized in the thing, in the society. You can pretend to be civilized. But then afterwards, where will that anger go? Where will the pain go? Where will the sorrow go? The releasing that pain, releasing that those questions, releasing those fears, processing that pain without targeting yourself and the other is called Shama. So just like Viveka, Vairagya, Shama, Dama also go together. Shama and Dama go together. And then we have Uparati. Uparati means not sweating the small stuff. Letting go. Uparati is letting go. Always we have to remember letting go is better than getting low after catching hold of all kinds of things. So you let go, you just let it be. Oh, somebody is doing something, let them. Oh, but they are not doing it properly. Let them not do it what you think is proper. Let them do it improperly. There are many ways of doing something. Oh, but they will get into trouble. Let them. Just about letting go. Usually there is a sense of control, wanting to control the universe and everybody else there. It's a deep, deep insecurity that engenders a sense of control around the universe, around oneself, around everybody else. That sense of control is because of intense fear. Intense fear. This is what it is. And that intense fear is managed by letting go. Managed by letting go. You let go. What else is there? And that control, you understand, is not about, you can't control the universe. You cannot control the universe at all. And then so, why do I try? Because I feel out of control. And so I learn to resolve that. This is all inner work. That's why this Vidya is so precious, because it only comes after this application of this inner work. And then so I let go of control. I let go of trying to manage everybody and everything. I learn only to manage my own emotions. That's enough. So then we have titiksha. Titiksha is, uh, you know, mm, the ability to self-soothe in a way is titiksha, especially when things don't go one's way. So that ability for some kind of to bring back the dysregulated emotions into a state of regulation is titiksha. Things are upsetting many times. Things they don't go your way. You can't control other people, much less you can control your own emotions. And so titiksha is bringing it back to an equilibrium. By what? By cultivating the muscles of what is called forbearance. Forbearance. You cultivate the forbearance. And how do you cultivate forbearance? The ability to put up with difficulty and discomfort. This has to be cultivated, the ability to put up with difficulty and discomfort. If I don't have, then I'll be reacting all over the place. Oh, too hot, too hot, too hot, too hot, too hot. Of course, it is summer, it's going to be hot. Deal with it. Put on the fan. I don't have fan. Okay, doesn't matter. Go to somebody's house, visit somebody who has a fan. Okay? Or who is a fan. So, doesn't matter. Visit somebody who has a fan. And then, or go sit in a library or something where there is AC or a fan, some public building. So many options are there. No, but none of those options are there. It doesn't matter. Learn to live with it. Because this is for oneself. This is for oneself, really. Learning to live with discomfort is a very, very wonderful skill and a great sign of emotional growth. This is what I mean by self-soothe. Like right now, this is not possible. You want air conditioner, but it is not here. It is in the shop somewhere. The shop is closed. You can't have it right now. So I learned to self-soothe. Too hot, too cold. Okay, it is winter. It's going to be cold. Too dry, too wet. And so this is what is titiksha. Titiksha is the ability to self-soothe, the ability to uh, have, to grow the muscles of forbearance so that I'm not always agitated and emotionally dysregulated because of circumstances which are beyond my control. This is what is titiksha. Shama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha is something which we will see here, which means reverence and devotion. That is Shraddha. So we don't have to go into that. The cultivation of this Shraddha means there is something to see and I have to have an open mind. That is called Shraddha. And then Shraddha, and then what? Samadhanam. Samadhanam means the Shraddha. Am I missing anything? Yeah, Shama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha. Samadhanam. Samadhanam means single-minded focus, like the flight of the Garuda we saw in the opening prayer. Single-minded focus. That is Samadhanam. This constitutes the six pack. And then let us go back to the Tika and see. So Atha. So in one word, the Upanishad has conveyed what I talked about in the last 15 minutes. Atha, enough. Same thing. This word is used even in the Brahma Sutra. Athato Brahma Jignasa. There also atha. Thereafter, after having studied the Upanishad, after having cultivated all this, then Brahma Jignasa comes, the desire to know Brahman. And so here, atha means sadhana chatushtaya sampatti anantaram ashvalayanaha. Who is Ashvalayanaha? Ashvala Gotra Udbhavaha. Ashvala Gotrodbhavaha. The one whose lineage is from Ashvala. Ashvalayanaha. We have all this wonderful, this Adi Vriddhi comes, because it is a certain, with certain suffixes. Tatra Bhavam, Tatra Bhavaha, like this, all these things, Tadhita suffixes, all this there. So this Adi Vriddhi, the Ashvala becomes Ashvala, Ashvalayanaha, one who is born in the Ashvala Gotra. And who is this Ashvalayana? The Tika says Rigveda Charya, the one who was teaching about Rigveda, Dharma, etc. And then the person upasametya, parisametya, upasametya means having approached reverentially. Who? Not anybody, here the teacher. Bhagavantam, the one who is like Bhagavan. Pujavantam. Bhagavantam means one who is deserving of worship. That is the one. Pujavantam, Bhagavantam, Parisametya, Upasametya, and how? Samitpanihi. Shastriyena vidhina samipya samipam agatya. Shastriyena vidhina. Shastra vidhina. Because the Shastra has a certain vidhi. Vidhi means a method, a method to approach the teacher. You don't approach the teacher, how do you not, what to not do? Sometimes there are these kinds of things we need. Like there was a TV show, what was it called? What to not wear. Not what to wear, what to not wear, so that you look like a dump. Okay, so how to not dress. And so here also, what to not do when you approach the teacher. What to not do? Like for example, you don't go and what should I say? Tap the teacher on the back, slap the teacher on the back and say, hey, let's hang out and you teach me a little bit of this Vedanta, Shmedanta, what say? You don't do that. Okay, you don't do that because that is not vidhivat. So this vidhivat upasadanam, the approaching means the approach of this, approaching the teacher according to the how the Shastra lays down the convention for approaching the teacher. And that we see in the Mundaka Upanishad. Samitpanihi saha gurumeva abhigachet. It is written there. Samitpanihi means along with the twigs, bundle of twigs, the twigs that are tied with a length of grass, a bundle of twigs to give to the teacher, provided, of course, the teacher is a grihastha. If the teacher is a householder, then the teacher has to do Agnihotra every day. We talked about that. So the teacher has to do Agnihotra. So therefore, to help the teacher, so that the teacher doesn't have to go in the middle of the night and collect the twigs that have fallen in order to do yajna. You don't cut the tree for yajna. You collect the droppings of the trees in the form of small branches and twigs you collect beforehand. And so the student shows the readiness of to serve, readiness of service. I'm here and I have anticipated your need. You have to do yajna every day along with your wife. So here is one yajna's worth of sticks or two yajna's worth of sticks. Why? Because in that time I want you to teach me, please. And you will see that it is very useful to have me around. The student wants to be around the teacher. Why? Because the student doesn't want to miss what the teacher is teaching. And so therefore the student is ready to, you can't just hang around the teacher. So you make yourself busy serving the teacher in the hope that some nuggets will come your way. This is what is the way of approaching, and then this is exactly what the person does here. Who Ashvalayana Parisametya Upasametya. Sametya means having gone properly according to the Shastriya Vidhi. Shastriyena Vidhina Samipya Upasametya Samipam Agatya, having come close to the teacher. What did he say? He said, Adhihi Bhagavo Brahma Vidyam Varishtham Sada Sadbhihi Sevyamanam Nigudham Yaya Chirat Sarva Papam Vyapohya Parat Param Purusham Yati Vidvam. In fact, when Ashvalayana talks, we don't know if he is the teacher or if he is the student. So erudite he is. So knowledgeable he is. We don't know if he is the teacher or if he is the student. Amazing it is. And so, what does he say? He says, Adhihi Bhagavan. Oh, but I think we have not seen two words here. One minute, we have not seen. Yeah, he Bhagavantam. Bhagavantam means the Pujavantam, the one who is worthy of worship. Parameshtinam. Parameshtinam means the Guru of Gurus, Grand Sire Guru. Dakshadi Prajapatinam Pitamaha Tam. So the one who taught Daksha, the one who taught Prajapati, who is that? Lord Brahmaji himself. Sarva Utkrishta Sthana Nivasam, the one who is the occupying the most exalted place among all the teachers of Brahma Vidya. See, he chose the best teacher, absolute best teacher that one could choose. He chooses, and the best teacher and the best student come together to understand this and enjoy this knowledge. It is just beautiful, really, really wonderful. That's why always the best teacher is chosen, the best student is chosen, because you want to see, you want to make an example out of it. Remember the example of if Taylor Swift becomes interested in Vedanta, what a furor it will create. That is how it is. So here, all the wonderful examples are upheld. Okay, and so here so Parameshtinam, Bhagavantam, Pujavantam, and the one who is the most exalted teacher, he approaches with utmost reverence. Utmost reverence. And then he says what? Adhihi. Adhihi means so adhi is the upasarga. Upasarga means the prefix. Then what is the dhatu? In, to go. And then it is in the form of the he. The he usually means it is in the imperative mood. Imperative mood means what? Urgent. Teach me now. Don't say come back after 5 years. Don't say come back after 10 years. Don't say come back after you have retired from your job. I want now. Why? My head is on fire. My hair is on fire. I have Tivra Mumukshuta, teach me now. That's why the student commands the teacher to teach in the imperative mode, not because he does not respect the teacher, but because he wants this knowledge yesterday. He already feels that he has wasted so much time, and so therefore I want it just now, right now. Don't wait anymore. Give it to me now. And technically, in the Shastra, the word adhihi has a special meaning. Adhihi, even though it means teach grammatically, to teach, Technically, it means Mad Anugrahartham Smara. Please teach me how to teach me. Don't teach me pedantically. Pedantically means all scholarly. Look up the 6th verse of the 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. I don't want that. Look up the 15th mantra of the second portion of the Mundakopanishad. I don't need that. Make me transformed. How? How will you make me transform? Remember, Madanugrahartham, for blessing me. You please remember how it was for you when you met your teacher. You must also have been like me. This is the beauty of Vedanta. The teacher doesn't drop from the sky. The teacher is not the teacher is not the one who says, I am God and all of you are what? Odd. No, that is not Vedanta at all. A knowledge that says you are no different from me. What is the only difference is you are still in the process of knowing. That's the only difference. There is no difference really speaking between teacher and the taught. And this is the beauty of Vedanta. Teacher says, I am Ishvara. The student also can say what? I am in the process of knowing I too am Ishvara. There is no difference. And so the teacher is the one who is what? Again in the Mundakopanishad, it is said the teacher is the one who is a Shrotriya. Means the one who has studied very well from his teacher, from her teacher, who studied from his teacher, who studied from her teacher, his teacher, her teacher, his teacher, her teacher, all the way to Shiva, all the way to Narayana. We can trace it like that. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. So we can say like that. And then the one who is, or we can say Narayanam Padma Bhuvam Vasishtham Shaktim cha Tatputra Parasharancha. Like this we can trace the lineage through Narayana or through Shiva, names of the Lord. Ultimately, it is all the Lord alone. It is just so beautiful. And so here, the person who has gone to a teacher and submitted to the teacher and transformed themselves from being a samsari to asanga, uninvolved, from a ajnani to vidwan, from somebody who was completely clueless about the I to the one who is understanding what this I is about. That is that transformation I want to undergo. And of course, you underwent this transformation perhaps decades ago, perhaps long time ago. But now I am just starting out. So, oh dear teacher, for my sake, remember, recall what it was like for you, and then bless me with that knowledge. So, adhihi is a very big word. It means mad anugrahartham smara. Remember, recall for my benefit how it was for you. How was it for you to learn this? How was it for you to understand this? And what all were the difficulties? And how did your teacher, because the difficulties are not important, how did your teacher dispel the difficulties for you? Use the same pedagogy, use the same methodology, and bring me out of this forest of samsara. This is what it means. Madanugrahartham smara. And then adhihi bhagavaha. Bhagavaha means Bhagavan, oh Lord. And then what is this Lord? He samagra dharma jnana vairagya aishwarya yashaha shriman. Beautiful. Gives the whole definition of Bhagavan here. The one who is all knowledge. Samagram jnanam, samagram aishwaryam, samagras shrihi. The one who is all overlordship, fully has limitless overlordship, limitless knowledge, limitless resources, limitless vairagya, Because once you have resources, if you don't have Vairagya, what's the use? Here it's limitless Vairagya, even though commanding limitless resources, and then everything, Aishwarya, Yashaha. Yashaha means the fame, limitless fame. This is what is Bhagavan. And here, it is the Upanishad teaches us to see the teacher as Bhagavan, to transcend the body mind sense complex of the teacher and learn only how to relate to that which that role of the teacher who teaches. That's all. Oh, the teacher has this habit, the teacher has that habit, the teacher goes here, the teacher goes there. Close your eyes to that, really. Chant the prayer, Bhadram Pashyema, Bhadram Shrunuyama. Let me hear what is only auspicious. Let me look for only the auspicious things. And so here, this is very specific to our culture. We see the Bhagavan that I want to see is not available in me because of my own self-ignorance, or so I think it is not available in me. So the Bhagavan I want to see, the Bhagavan I want to be, I see temporarily in the teacher. This is what it is. So the teacher becomes a place where Bhagavan is invoked, because I want to connect to that Bhagavan and I want to see Bhagavan and I want to have darshan of the Bhagavan within. But the darshan of the Bhagavan within is not possible because I am full of raga dveshas. I do not have emotional maturity. I'd have many things coming in the way. So the teacher becomes a wonderful stand-in for what it is like for the one who can see Bhagavan. So instead of the teacher, I see Bhagavan. That's why we pray Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha. So this is what it is. Bhagavan is Guru, is Bhagavan in all forms, and every form of Bhagavan I invoke in the Guru, and here he does that. This is Bhagavan. And then when I say, please teach me Brahma Vidya, the Brahma Vidya is coming not from the mouth of some other person who looks like me or who is my age or whatever, but who is what? Who is Bhagavan. So then what kind of an attitude will I have? I will have a very wonderful attitude towards that knowledge. I will have much more receptivity. So then this is what is called Brahma Vidya. What is this Brahma Vidya? The Tika itself will explain. Brahma Vidyam Brahmanah Desha Kala Vastu Paricheda Shunyasya Vidya. So, what is this Vidya? Brahmanaha Vidya. Brahma Vidya. The knowledge of Brahman. Here, of Brahman is what? The knowledge that is Brahman. Okay, because there is no of here. The knowledge that is Brahman. It's the Shashti is Aupachariki Shashti. It is almost like a symbolic sixth case of. The genitive case here, the knowledge of Brahman, it's just symbolic, metaphorical, like saying the head of Rahu. What is Rahu? All head. Okay. And then so head of Rahu means it doesn't have really any meaning. Similarly, knowledge of Brahman is to be better translated as knowledge which is Brahman, which is in the form of Brahman. And what is that knowledge? The Tika describes very well. Desha, Kala, Vastu, Paricheda Shunyasya Vidya. So, Brahmana Vidya is, what is that Brahman? Paricheda Shunyaha. Paricheda Shunyam. And so, Paricheda means conditioning, limitations. Paricheda, limitation. Paricheda Shunya means totally free of limitations, means limitless. This knowledge of limitlessness, and what are the three sources of limitations is also mentioned here. What are the three sources of limitation? Space-wise, limitation. First one, Deshatah Paricheda. Desha Paricheda means Deshatah, Kalatah, Vastutah Paricheda. So, Deshatah Parichinnaha means space-wise, conditioned, limited. So, space-wise limited means what? This body, which I call belonging to me, this body is occupying this space right now. It can't be elsewhere in that space. So, this is confined to this space. This space of Bharat, right now it is occupying, so it is confined to this space, and then Kalataha, it is confined to this time. This body is not in Adi Shankara's time. It may have been in another body, who knows, but it's not in the form of this body. This body is born here, born now, born at a particular time, at a particular place, with a particular purpose, particular articulation, particular, space and time. Deshakala parichedaha. Deshatah parichinnaha. Conditioned by space, conditioned by time. Condition means don't think of shampoo and conditioner, okay? That's not the conditioner we are talking about here. The agent of conditioning is the agent that delimits oneself space-wise, time-wise. Then we have another one, Vastutaha Parichinnaha. Vastu Paricheda means object-wise conditioning, object-wise limitation. Meaning, if something is in the form of a mango, it cannot suddenly turn into an orange, or cannot be also in the form of an orange. So it is confined to being in the form of a mango and having the name mango. But this Desha Paricheda, Kala Paricheda, Vastu Paricheda, these three limitations are there for everything I encounter. Every object, whatever I can see, whatever I can know, whatever I can objectify, suffers from these three limitations. Think about it. Anything you see, look around your room right now. You can see what? You can see maybe you're sitting on a chair, and that chair is what? Space-wise limited, time-wise limited, object-wise limited. The ceiling, space-wise, time-wise, object-wise limited. Walls, space-wise, time-wise, object-wise limited. Any knick-knack that you have around, space-wise, time-wise, object-wise limited. The computer through which this class is streaming, space-wise, time-wise, object-wise, finite, limited. Then what is there that is not limited? The one who is looking around, that is you. That's the only thing which has to be discovered. And that is what Brahma Vidya, the knowledge of myself as free of space, as free of time, and as free of any being a particular object. This is the knowledge that Ashvalangana wants. This is the knowledge he says, I would like to do that. I would like to understand this Vidya. Buddhi. And then he says, Buddhi tat sakshat kara karanam tam. Sakshatkara karanam means, Sakshatkara karanam means it is not enough to just know this as an intellectual academic pursuit. I want this knowledge to percolate the seeds of this buddhi, all the cells of this buddhi. I want it to sit in my heart. I want this knowledge to bless me, to be this knowledge of oneness, to bless me to be more accommodative, more compassionate, more free, more being, being okay with other people's shortcomings. That is moksha. That I don't even feel the need to point out their shortcomings because I'm beyond it. I don't need to do that. Not only am I not bothered by their shortcomings, I am also not having the pressure to tell them unless they ask me. Unless they have taken me to be their teacher or something else, it's a different thing. It is really the ability to be with my own shortcomings and the ability to acknowledge and be okay with other people's shortcomings is really the definition of moksha. And that is the transformation that Ashvalayana seeks and wants. That is called Sakshat Karanam. So Sakshat Karana Karanam, Sakshatkara Karanam, the cause of that. How is this Brahma Vidya going to flower and blossom in my heart? How is it going to spread its fragrance? That I want to know. Why? Because that is what I want in my life. So I want that knowledge. And then what is that? Varishtham. Atishayena Shreshtham. Varishtham. Varishtham means the most exalted. The most exalted Vidya. This is the Vidya that I want, which is free of time, free of space, free of being an object, and that which I want fully. I don't want a little portion of it. I want this knowledge to be free of errors, to be free of doubts, to be free of vagueness. I want it to sit in the heart and emanate. I want to the seeds of Vedanta to blossom in my heart and to emanate the fragrance in the form of compassion, accommodation, and forgiveness. This is what moksha is. This is what Ashvalayana wants. And a few other adjectives are there. We'll see that in the next sessions. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
One small question, Amma.
Yes.
If somebody misses the lecture, is there any way to get the lecture?
It will be, Sahadev should be putting it on YouTube. Which YouTube? The Arsha Vidya Gurukulam YouTube. Arsha Vidya
Okay.
YouTube. It should be there. It should be there shortly. I have already sent him the last 2 talks. And then this one also, as soon as it renders, I will send that to him. Thank you. Any other questions?
Pranam Swaminiji.
Om Hari Om. Thank you. Thank you.
Swaminiji, I just have one question. My name is Prashant. I'm from Sydney.
Yes.
Where you said like the knowledge of Brahman here is only symbolic. It is
Yes.
knowledge that is Brahman.
Yes.
Could you please elaborate on that? How it is?
Yes,
that
because
knowledge. It's
when I say knowledge of botany, knowledge of chemistry, knowledge of biology, then that knowledge is other than me. You see? I am the pursuer, I am the catcher and the killer and the conqueror of this knowledge. And the knowledge is an object that I objectify, and then I say, I have this knowledge, I got it, I nailed it, I have it. I become the person who is the wielder of the knowledge. Here, the knowledge which is Brahman, and you happen to be the Brahman, it is a knowledge without the wielder. It is a knowledge without the knower, really. It is the knowledge that displaces the knower from being the knower of that knowledge. If Brahman becomes a knowledge that I know of, then you know what happens? Then that becomes finite. It becomes an object. So how to keep the knowledge, the truth of the subject, the knower in the form of the ahankara is knocked off. That is why people find this knowledge a little scary. That is why they are a little afraid. That's why they are a little frightened. So this is exactly why one has to study this, because I want to, as long as the knower is in place, I know of Brahman. It will always be remote. It will always be removed in time, in space. Here I am Brahman. It's the knowledge that is Brahman. It is the knowledge not of me. It is a knowledge that is me. I have to own it up. Does that make it a little clearer?
yes, Swaminiji.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
That is what it is. If Indra had mastered the Indriyas, what is the truth that we have Indriya, stories of Indra and Anasuya. That was before he mastered. Okay, don't worry about it. That is in the Puranas. Yeah, he had mastered the Indriyas. This was before the thing was mastered. All right. Yeah, before he now knows the error of his ways because he has mastered this. Yeah, and thank you, Chitra. Chitra has given the YouTube link for Arsha Vidya Gurukulam, so you can copy paste that, and then you can, if you miss or if you want to listen to it again, you are welcome to go to this place. All right. Om Tat.
Amma,
Yes, tell me.
in the beginning, it says Vyashema Deva Hitam.
No,
Is
Deva
that
Hitam. It is a typo. Deva Hitam.
the other thing? Is there the Tika? Is that posted somewhere?
No,
And
you
is
want it? You want the Tika?
just to follow along with what
Oh,
you're
okay.
saying.
Yeah, I can also share it, but let me see if I can. Let me see if I
Okay.
can send it here. Let's see if I
Okay.
can do that. Okay. So sometimes I can send it here itself. Let's see. It's called students
Is
copy.
is there Shankar Bhashya also
Oh,
on?
it doesn't have Shankara Bhashya. That's why we are doing the Tika. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so it doesn't have. Let me see if it will go here. If it will go here, that will be the best. Everybody can have it. Uh, let me know you got it. Is it, it is coming through? Did it come? Yes?
Yes, Swamiji.
Tika? Yeah.
Swamiji.
Yeah, you can
Yes,
download the Tika. Okay, it is in Sanskrit. It's not transcribed into English or something. That's why I was hesitating to share because I didn't want people to run away. So but then if you want it, it is here. All right. Okay. Any other questions?
So many other simple questions from Niji. So when the teacher teaches to a student, the
Yeah.
subject is tailor-made for the student as for the student to understand.
Yeah.
So it is tailor-made there. So when I say teach me how you learn from your teacher, how you heard from your teacher, that means it's already tailor-made for the teacher who we go to, and it may not be suitable to me, right?
No, that's the beauty of it. It is tailor-made for everybody. That is the same pedagogy. Same pedagogy was, operated by the teacher in the Kenopanishad and the teacher in the Kathopanishad. It's timeless because the samsara is the same. Pain is same. There is not, different pains now in this time and this place. It is not like that. Samsara is same, pain is same, fear is same. That's why, because they are also universal, that is why we can have this timeless Vidya and timeless pedagogies. What is custom made is just maybe some jokes and some things here and there. That's all. That is all it is. Yeah. Same sorrow. The sorrow of the 21st century is not any different from the sorrow of the 15th century, is not any different from the sorrow that was suffered by the people in the 5th century. It's all the same.
all the same.
Yeah, same sorrow. All right. Yeah. Okay. All the best. Om
Thank you
Tat
so
Sat.
much. Om Tat Sat.
Namah Shivaya.
Swamiji.
Thank you. See you later.
Thank